whatever you do, do not get into trucking. Unless what is going on, you guys? Man, it feels good to be back. And yes, I have been gone for a while for my standards, but finally we can say, hold on, to the new subscribers, welcome in. Usual suspects, welcome back. Now, it finally feels good to be able to get back out to making videos, making content, because when I'm out making content, that means I'm out doing what I love. So we took off May, so let's go back over it. In March, we bought the truck, which screwed us up because it kept having to be places. April, we sold the trailer and went power only so we could get to where we got to be to get to places. Then in May, I got home on May the 7th, about 3 o'clock in the morning. May the 7th at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, we closed on our house. I spent the last 3 weeks working. Oh yeah, and I got called in for a drug test.
You just got jammed.
Yes, even as an owner-operator, even having your own authority, your own company, and all of that, FMCSA ain't going to play with their drugs. You're going to get to take a drug test. So, yeah, I'll do my business in any cup. It don't bother me. I'm not a drug guy. So, no big deal to me. So, we got all that knocked out. We got moved. We got out on the road, picked up a load out of Houston, took it all the way up to northwest Nebraska, and then dropped the trailer over there in South Dakota. Now we are down in Omaha, getting ready to pick up a load tomorrow that is going to Lexington with some exhibits or something. So power only is, again, I've told y'all, it's a bit tricky. I love everything about power only except finding the loads. But that's a quick update. Like I said, I didn't have a lot to talk about on trucking, so that's why I decided to make the video. And it's titled, for the exact reason that I put it, do not get into trucking unless you understand what you're getting into. And the reason I want to make this video is, again, as I've said, my channel is about helping people, right? I want to give information. And I'm going to start off by this statement. And just before you kill me in the comments, just listen, because I'm not even really talking about me. I am talking about life in general, okay? So I want to say a couple things. And the first thing is this. Just because somebody else can do something does not mean that you can. And just because you can't do something doesn't mean that someone else can do it. That's not how life works. We all have our own personalities, life experiences, bills, family. All of those things make you, you, and me, and everybody else, whoever they are. So you watch YouTube videos and sometimes, oh, if that guy can do it, that guy's a blazing, if this blazing moron here can do it, surely I can do it. But here's the thing about trucking, and it's the most overused statement in the entire world, and that is that trucking is not a job. It is a lifestyle. This is different than pretty much anything you can do, as in everything's, I know it's singular, they're their own things. But I'm watching this video and making the video because, again, y'all don't know. No, my channel was not named after him. I did not know about him. But as an example is Riding with Dave. He's got 300,000 subscribers. He made a lot of content. But he got out of a truck. And he said, in his words, as I watched the video, was he didn't love it. And what happens to so many people, and again, my audience tends to be people that are new to trucking. Not guys that have been doing it 10, 15 years. I've only been doing it 4.5. I don't know everything. It's just my opinion. But what happened to a lot of people, that from what I have seen, is they were broke. You don't have any money. You didn't know what to do with your life. So you decided to look into trucking. And a lot of people who did that during COVID. That is not, in my opinion, for what I know in the market, getting in during COVID is not what trucking was. Those rates were ridiculous. It was a just situation, you know, of fortunate events instead of a series of unfortunate. Just all the fortunate, everything fell in line, and you could get into trucking and you could make a crap ton of money. And then everybody got into it, and you went out and bought stuff, and you did things, and you trapped yourself, and you realized, what, about 1.5 years, 2 years later, yeah, I don't like this. This is not. I don't mind the job. I hate the lifestyle. But now you're trapped. And so many people get trapped or feel trapped in trucking because you truck for 2-3 years. What do you put on your resume that you've done for the last 3 years? Now, what I would do is say I have 3 years experience of being on time, of route planning, of organization, paperwork. You can be trained to do anything. You are never trapped in life. I've said that. The DOT does not scare me. They pull me over, they shut me down tomorrow, you're a piece of crap, you're doing everything wrong, you're out of trucking. I'll go do something else. Life allows for that. But what happens to so many people is that they don't realize the lifestyle that trucking is. I was home for a month. The whole time that I was home for that month, I could not wait to get behind the wheel of this truck. I have that weird-ass personality that I love driving. Well, what about being by yourself? Okay, you know what? Earth-shattering news. I don't have any friends. I'm being funny. I'm an introvert, believe it or not, making these videos. So being home and going to parties and going out to the bar, and if it ain't hunting or it ain't just one-on-one conversations, I love having one-on-one conversations with people. That's why I do these videos. But I don't play golf. I'm not planning on playing golf anytime soon. I don't, I cook meats. What about your family? I love my family. Technology is a wonderful thing for the family. My family is used to me not being around. Now, I highly, which you don't get to see because you don't see everything, overcompensate when I am home. When I'm home, my wife doesn't do dishes, my wife doesn't do laundry, my wife doesn't clean, my wife doesn't deal with the kids as far as making them clean up after themselves, make sure they get to appointments. My daughter and my son help out, but I'm saying I take all of that so that my wife can relax. And we just kind of tag team it. We just kind of, that's the way our marriage works. That's our personalities. But that may not work for you. You may have a social life. You may have a lot of close friends and y'all do this and go to concerts or go play golf or go bass fishing or whatever it is that you do. You want to be home. I love being home. But I was just made for this. And there are people who are made for this. There are people that trucking really, really works for. And if that's not you, and you have to be honest with yourself, if you're like, you know what? Maybe you just want to go local. There are people, I like driving a truck, but I just want to be local. But I'm saying there are options within trucking. But the hardest part about trucking is the lifestyle, the food, the fact that I really have to focus on working out because you can come a big fat slob in one of these trucks. It's so easy to get trapped in this industry, and then what happens is you hate it. And then you have an accident, or you switch companies too much. I switched companies. I'm sorry, I've said this before. I job hopped, but I ended up pretty good because I knew what I was doing. I was job hopping for reasons within the industry, not because I hated trucking and I was miserable. You need to research. Get into trucking. That's why, again, I don't tell people what to do. People are like, well, I'm going to lease as soon as I get in. I started out spending years as a company driver. And then I was also in a lease so that I could figure out and make sure I wanted to do this. And I've chosen to because I do. I was made for this. I've said that before. You may not be. But the only way you can know that is to get some experience and to be honest with yourself. Because you cannot do this job for the money. I'm sorry, as we've seen from the market right now, I dang sure ain't out here for the money. Am I making money? Yes. I wouldn't be in business if I wasn't. But this is not a 9 to 5. This isn't, I'm going to go get 10 experience and there's no, working your way up. There's people that they drive for Swift for 20 years. I could never do that. That doesn't mean they can't. But it's all about honesty. It's about understanding these industry. Ask questions. Watch the YouTube videos. Figure something out. But if you do decide, after all the things I've said about being away from home, being away from friends, the money sucks, planning routes can be hard. Sometimes you're a company driver, you pick the wrong company. If you can do all that, and you can figure out if it fits your lifestyle, trucking can be successful. Right now it's hard. I heard Will Dedman say it the other day, we don't need more drivers. We really don't. One of the problems with the rates is that there are so many drivers because guys came in through COVID, made a whole lot of money, and now they're trapped in the industry. Well, you're never trapped, but if you want to get into trucking, you need to understand the lifestyle, not just a job. Again, we're out for several weeks. I have several more video ideas that you may probably hate or may like. We're back out rolling. God bless, and let's get rolling.